Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We are thrilled to death that you are listening to our show.
Ooh, that sounded evil.
Yeah, I tried to get like Norwegian. We're gonna have a really good time because
Why?
we have somebody on the line who makes some pretty awesome pedals and lives in Kentucky. And
Yeah.
Kentuckians are great.
We love them.
Who are you, sir?
My name is Alan Godwin.
Alan Godwin of
Radio Wave Effects.
Radio Wave Effects, everybody. Yes, go check them out right now. Wherever you at, do it. Where can people find Radio Wave Effects, Alan?
www.radiowaveffects.com. Do people actually still use the www?
Well, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Old school.
in theory,
Old school.
you're
In theory,
supposed to.
you-
But if you're using a search engine, they don't care.
yeah.
No. Yeah.
That's
So
just like
optional. You could just put Radio Wave Effects.
Just like you used to
Yes.
have to type in HTTP :
Oh, yeah, we
backslash
used to do all that
backslash.
time.
No
So
more.
It's forward slash, by the
Forward
way. It's
slash.
not a
I never-
backslash.
I always
That's
get
why
those
you
mixed
never
up.
managed to master the web.
What's the web?
Yes. See? All right. We're going to have a great time. And we're going to be talking about, just so you can do a little digging up front, the Dalliter fuzz and the,
Nervous Energy.
yes, the Nervous Energy. And we're going to have a little bit of fun along the way. Learn some things about Alan, learn some things about these pedals. Try as hard as I can to embarrass Tony, and we should have a great time.
I love the guy on the Nervous Energy pedal. He looks like the piano player from Reefer Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going through it, man. He's
Yeah.
going through it.
That needs to be a shirt if it's not already. I haven't checked
Yeah,
to see.
it's
Is
on the
it?
shirt.
Ah.
Oh, daggone it. I didn't even check that out.
See
Okay.
how prepared you are, Todd.
I have all my notes. It's
I
just not
had
there.
to put it on a shirt. Actually, it was a shirt before it was my pedal.
Okay, so you're making this worse for
kidding.
me right now. I'm just saying. Tony,
Yes.
we need to just discuss a couple of announcements real quick.
Okay. Fire away.
Well,
If you can.
Recently,
If it's not too much trouble.
No, it's not. I'll get to it.
Okay.
So recently we had a big box of pedals show up from Mike Nazionale. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a little poll and get everybody's input.
Yeah.
And there, I want you to tell me on a scale of 1 to 5 how much you want each pedal. And I sent it out.
And how many
And-
responses did you get?
Well, that's not the point yet.
Oh.
Hang on.
Okay.
So I said I sent it out, and then I was like, I wonder if people will think that number one or like 1 is like, yay, number 1. And 5 is the worst. And I was like, but that doesn't make any. Who would do that? Almost everybody.
Ah. Well, no, that would make sense. Number 1 is they want the most.
From a scale of
You're-
1 to 5, how much you like something is usually
Oh, it's the
a
bigger
5.
number.
Yeah. If you're rating a hot dog from the racetrack or the horse track,
Yes.
1 being don't you dare eat
Poor.
that, poor, to 5 being
Excellent.
excellent. Yes. But almost every single person said, please reverse my.
Ah.
So like, oh man. I said, okay, that's my bad. I wasn't explicit.
Your life as a survey writer
Yes.
is
Well,
short-lived.
it got worser because
oh, no.
I didn't tick the thing that says collect emails, and I didn't put a thing that says please enter your name.
Oh, no.
So I got all the results back, and they were attributed to nobody. So yeah. So then I was like, guys, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna send this thing out again. And then I got all the responses back, and their names
That's
and their emails, which I already have. I already have both of them. I just don't have them
with their survey.
with the survey. Yes,
Yeah.
and I didn't really need the emails,
Yeah.
so
But it's nice to have.
it's nice to have. I already have them anyways.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, you can verify that it's the correct email.
so that being said, I am in the process now
Of sorting through.
of sorting through them and assigning winners to they're all winners, but assigning
winner, chicken dinner
of said pedals. So this time next week, we will announce our first winner.
That's cool. There are going to be a lot of happy people.
Draw this out a little bit.
A lot of happy people.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
any other announcements?
no, I think that's kind of it right now. Yes.
All right.
All right. Let's get into what's going on in our music world this week. We're going to start off with Tony Baloney and then check in with Alan Godwin from Lexington, Kentucky.
Well, Todd, so over the past, I don't know how many months I talked about a Guild baritone.
Alan, my friend, I think this is going to take a while. Would you mind running off and getting a couple of mint juleps for us both? Thank you, son.
It's not going to take very long. I purchased the Guild 8-string baritone acoustic.
Yes.
Now, this guitar.
The weirdest purchase I've ever heard made.
It's weird, but it's...
You know what I don't need?
Okay.
Go ahead. It is a lovely guitar.
I can honestly say it's the only one I have in my collection. So
that's yes.
And it's an oddball because it's a baritone B2B tuning. Yes. But what makes it an 8-string is there's a pair of octave strings in the middle. So what would be on a standard tuning the D and the G string, which is actually the A and the D string. In this case, it's an octave pair.
Okay.
Now, there's a number of things that make restringing a guitar like this difficult, or finding strings for a guitar like this.
What, you're restringing it already?
Well, yeah, I play it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I play it. I actually dig it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like it's a totally different sound, and it needed tweak on the setup and stuff like that. So it's time to change strings. Well, here's the problem: you can't just go to the local, Guitar Center or you can't go to Sam Ash anymore anyhow. But the local store would say, how about selling me a set of those baritone 8-strings?
Right.
Because they don't have them.
Right.
And as it turns out, there's only I was only able to find 2 companies that make a dedicated set of Barry 8 acoustic strings.
Jeez.
One of them was Elixir, which I'm not a big fan of Elixir strings.
Right.
I don't like coated strings.
Well, there goes our sponsorship, but...
Well, on the brighter side...
Literally on the brighter side.
Our friends, yes, our friends at Stringjoy make a dedicated 8-string baritone
They'll make a dedicated
set.
anything you want to make.
Well, they actually sell it. They sell it.
But they'll make it too.
Well, they can make it as well.
If you wanted it, they could make it.
So the other option was to buy a 6-string baritone set and then add probably a 12.
They had
16.
100 sets, and now they have 99.
No, I bought 3 sets.
Ooh, that's smart.
Because I got free shipping.
That's a good idea.
So a tip of the chapeau to our good friends at Stringjoy for making oddball stuff.
Yeah.
I collect oddball stuff. Mm-hmm. I play some oddball stuff. Mm-hmm. This guitar definitely falls in that category. So,
you know who needs 2 twin Mando casters?
Jared?
You.
I have a Mando caster.
I thought you had 2 of them.
Well, I got rid of the 8-string.
Okay, so you did have 2 of them.
I did have 2. Guilty as charged.
That's very interesting. It's crazy that you mentioned that because I was actually recently checking out Craigslist under the musicians. Where you can go and say like, hey, music people looking for gigs and stuff. And there was somebody that said that they were looking for a 8-string bass player, acoustic.
Bass player?
Yeah. An acoustic bass player.
Huh. I don't. Wow. I'm not aware of an 8-string
one.
Bass, acoustic bass out there.
Yeah. I meant baritone. Damn it. Now I got to take that out.
Take it out. Yeah. Way to go, Todd.
I was wondering where he was going with that.
Doggone it. I was trying to play it straight face.
Oh, you did.
I might leave that in there anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
Failure is not an option.
I have to put on a facade here where everything is roses. All right.
Alan, what about
you? That's a great story, Tony, for the 4th time.
It's not this. I only talked about the strings one time. Jeez.
Alan, what's going on in your music world that isn't building pedals?
Or involves
yeah,
baritone 8 strings.
Yes.
I mean, of course, it's gonna have something to do with pedals because I'm all about pedals. But I actually got a couple new pedals today
Oh,
that I was able to mess around with.
that's exciting.
What are they?
Yeah, new pedal day for me. It's a lot of fun. So I got let's see, it was in June. I was down in Nashville, did a pedal expo or a builders expo down there at Tone Central Station, a guitar shop that popped up down there. And I was able to play some pedals. Everybody was set up in the same room, but I was messing around with the Monkey Riot pedals, Tempest Fuzz.
Oh yeah.
It's the fuzz delay pedal.
Yeah.
And man, it was wild. So I ended up picking up one of those, and I got a Hagtronics Season of the Witch as well.
Oh.
So
That's
those
cool.
just arrived today, and yeah, they're both really cool, really interesting pedals. But that Tempest Fuzz is like, man, it's
fearsome.
It's out there. Yeah, it really is. That he's got a little mini switch in there, a modulation mini switch that basically lets you turn on the envelope modulation, and it just gets crazy. It just starts to turn into like noise, which I'm not really like a ton of options on a pedal kind of person. I like, pretty old school, straightforward stuff, but
Meat, cheese, and bread.
yeah, I really am. I'm a steak and potatoes,
Ham and
FX
Swiss
pedal
kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, ham and Swiss
Ham,
kind of
Swiss,
guy.
white bread, boom.
Toasted white bread.
Exactly. But yeah, they're a lot of fun so far. So I'm excited to have those.
that Monkey Riot pedal is like, maybe pound for pound one of the most wild noise producing
It really is
pedals
Yeah.
that I've played in recent years, honestly.
Yeah, the momentary, like between the momentary foot switch and there's a push button on there as well. That when I was messing around with it, it was basically like just killing the delay time, and then it would like slowly come back in.
Yeah.
And when you have that thing glitched out and you push that, man, it's just
Yeah.
it's all over the place,
Great artwork too. He does a really good job.
I love it. Yeah. Nice screen print artwork. So yeah, I'm excited about those.
Cool. Yeah, and those guys are like broskies.
They're really tight down there.
Yeah,
they
it's
really are.
kinda
Like those two, and there's a bunch of other builders, guitar builders. I guess all of them hang out pretty regularly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun to go down there and do that. I think they're doing another one in September as well, but I'm not going to be able to make it. But if anybody's in Nashville, it's worth stopping by that shop and checking them out.
That's cool.
Indeed. Well, speaking about pedals,
What about you, Todd?
band is back in action. Bass player's doing great.
Nice.
Bunch of new songs.
Must be
Got
the
a
new
gig.
pick guard on the bass.
Yes. It looks beautiful. Gig coming up. We're very excited about that because it's been like too long.
Yeah.
And as we were setting up for that,
Is that a local gig or
Cleveland?
Oh, in Clevetown.
Yeah. Fifth Avenue, September 5th. If you're there, stop by, say hi. Anyways, and I was like, man, I just need I need like a punch on some of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was looking at the pedals on the wall, and I was like, which one am I going to do? And I ran across the Frost Giant Yama, and I said, "Oh golly, I haven't put that on." Oh yeah, okay. And what it is, it's technically called a preamp / boost.
Right.
It is like zero color, which is really important to me for like either a boost or a preamp. It is super quiet as far as like, electronic noise, right? It obviously does a really good job of making your actual noise not quiet.
Okay.
It sounds fantastic in the front end. and it really gives a lift to your signal as much as you need.
So this is just you're using this as like for leads and stuff like that, or
Right.
or to boost your.
Yeah. So I was putting it at the end of my chain, and what was funny is I was using it as a boost, and I was like, man, this is great. And just out of curiosity, I was like, I wonder what this is gonna, because the signal, it just sounded better. Not even beyond louder. It just sounded like a little bit more awake, right? Almost effervescent, if you will. And so then I basically just toyed with it so it was at unity. And man, it's like it just wakes up the signal without even giving it a volume lift. It just sounds great. And it's not like, I guess it's not one of the, when you think about like, oh, I need a boost pedal, a line boost pedal, or, you think like EP booster, you think of all the other boosts out there. And because it doesn't look kind of like a boost, it's got, full graphics on it and two knobs. It isn't like a go-to, but it should be, because I'm telling you, that sounds great.
And the graphics on that pedal are also really cool. It's a cool looking pedal.
Handmade in Texas, everybody.
You know what a cool pedal would be?
What?
A pedal that would allow you to switch that boost from the end of the chain to the front of the chain.
That would be cool. How on earth would you do that?
It's just a simple ABY with one side goes.
Oh, yeah. I suppose so. Yeah, you could do that. Glad I thought of that.
That way you wouldn't have to unwire and rewire it.
Right,
You could mess around with that.
Yeah.
Do we know any pedal builders?
Well, so Alan, do you use Boost at all?
I haven't actually. Well, that's not true. I've got an LPB1 that I'll sometimes throw in at the beginning of my chain, and then it just like it's kind of like what you were talking about. You get that thing to unity, and then you turn on any other pedal, and it's just like
Shazam!
Your fuzz. Yeah, your fuzz is it just like slams, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're cool, but that's the only one I've really ever used.
And a lot of times I wonder if it's because that pedal has a buffer in it, and when you buffer the signal,
Yep.
It does. I don't want to say it colors the sound, but it does change how it interacts with other pedals. So that might be what you're hearing.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it very well could.
Well, no, I'm not hearing anything. That's what I'm saying.
No, but you said
it doesn't color it.
No, I'm not saying it colors it, but
it just sort of
there was a discernible difference between end of chain, front of chain.
Yeah, look, impede that thing.
Yeah, that whole impedance.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of gives a little like caffeine to it, if you will.
Yes, a little nervous energy.
Yeah, it's more of an espresso than the nervous energy it might be. Anyways, so that was great fun. If you are checking out like, hey, how can I give a little bit of lift at the end of my signal, or for solo or whatever, that's great. It's a great choice. And by the way, I didn't with boosts, I've tried them at the front. I don't really like things in front of the pedals that I'm running because my drives work well together. I don't need that there. I've tried it at the end of the drive section, which gives you something a little bit different. But this one, when I switched it over, because it was in front of my drive section,
right,
going into the stomp, and then I did it out of the stomp, and it was like chef's kiss, nice.
Okay.
Anyways,
very cool.
Good to know.
Yes, sir. And you know what came in very handy whilst and at the same time I was doing this?
I'm going to guess it involves some Tour Gear Design patch cables.
It absolutely did, because I had to rejigger my board, and it's always good to have that. So, what?
Well, what if I wanted to buy some of these Tour Gear Design patch cables?
Go to tourgeardesigns.com.
Yes.
Load up your cart.
Load it up.
You're gonna want a whole bunch of different sizes,
and
different shapes.
Yeah, because they have
side to top to side, top to top, side to side. That's all that's really all there is.
I think there's
pretty much. What are you pointing at? That's scaring me. That's a huge cockroach. Oh my gosh. That thing has that license plate.
I think it does have it has a saddle on it, I think.
It's got a prison tattoo. Oh my goodness sakes. We are looking at a what that's almost 2 inches.
Yeah.
I'm good with math.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's got a peg leg too. Jeez.
Okay.
One boot, one shoe.
Keep an eye on that thing. Make sure it doesn't get near me.
He's got a shoe boot.
Yeah, shaboot. Yeah, he does. Anyways,
where were we talking
tour
about?
gear. Put in your code the guitar knobs. You're going to save 15%.
15%.
Yes, it's going to be great. Thank you to Tour Gear for sponsoring our 4 on the floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3.
4 on the floor. All right, Al and Godwin, radio wave effects. What's your 4 on the floor?
Well, it's constantly changing because I'm not a touring musician. So I figured I would go with what I have had set up for the last probably couple weeks.
Yeah, that's good.
So I start with a tone bender, the McCarry's, like the big box tone benders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Usually I don't know. There's something about like that tone bender sound. It's just so broken, and I don't know. It's so classic. But this is one of the few that just it's always so big and full and rich. And I don't know if it's because of the particular. I'm assuming it's the particular transistors they're putting in these things.
You have a McCarry's?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah. Well, I think McCarry's reissued them at some point.
Well,
for a short time.
Even if
they're
they
not
did,
still-
it's still
they're
that's
still
They're a pricey investment.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got it, years ago.
Ah,
So
before
they weren't.
everybody wanted it.
Yeah, they weren't quite as expensive as they are now.
Yeah, that's
But
gonna
it
cost you
does-
$700 on the reverb.
No kidding. Yeah. No, it was. I paid much less for it than that. But they're just like it's just a big, huge sound, and I use muffs, and I have quite a few big muffs that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that's a very specific sound, big muffs, and I have a tendency to go towards the triangle muff because it's probably the closest to, these older 60s. Like the earlier 60s sounding fuzz pedals.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of the muffs, I think that one sort of captures that. But yeah, there's just something about the tone. Every time I switch around, I always go back to that one. Big fuzz.
Yeah, that is a super duper big fuzz. Literally.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, that's the other thing is I feel like I have a tendency to I'm drawn to big pedals for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But I just the old electro harmonic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always prefer that over.
It's cool. There's a cool factor.
It is, yeah. There's something about
it's
it.
weird.
It's just,
Well, no, it's
it
the
is.
air inside that large enclosure affects the tone.
That's
of
what the tone
pedal.
is. Yeah,
dust that
exactly.
gets in.
Well, that's the funny thing is you open those up, right? And then the
Yes.
circuit board is just like
Yeah,
this
little
tiny
2x2 board.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the first pedals that I actually built a clone of was it's a Death by Audio supersonic fuzz gun.
Oh yeah.
And I put it in a 1590 XX box, which is,
I
pretty-
have one of those at home.
that's what the Dollar big box is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the circuit board on this is just like one of the early, when I was starting out, it's just like the snap apart, what do they call it? Perf board, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's 8 rows by 10 rows. So it's like you open the back of this pedal that I built that's huge. And there's this tiny little board back there with, wires going all around it. So it's just kind of funny. But yeah, I like big pedals.
And you cannot lie.
I cannot lie.
Those other suckers can't deny.
How about number 2?
Number 2. Scruddy
Hey,
Echo.
winner,
Ding,
chicken
ding, ding.
dinner.
There you go. Scruddy Echo. Have you guys played one of those?
No, wait a minute.
That's a new one.
Screddy.
Yeah. So Scruddy is, it's one of those builders in the industry that's just, I feel like he's just kind of always flowing a little under the radar.
Mm-hmm. I need to
but a lot
stop to that.
A lot of his pedals are really, really cool, really good build. But what makes this Echo cool? It is a PT 2399 chip, but he does something to this circuit that really makes this pedal sound warm. So I really like the like most, I think a lot of people, space echoes, are they just have this like warmth and this sound that, obviously a lot of guitar players really, really love, but they're expensive. They're crazy expensive. And this has, he's got features on here that you can kind of dial in that tape warble sound a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't lose that warmth, and it's a really cool pedal. And this is a green box, which I think was like probably one of the first ones that were made. I'm not sure. I don't even know if he's still making these actually. But you can find them. I've seen them at guitar centers and used, but it's just a really warm sounding echo. It does a really good slap back echo, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do like that.
And then he's got I haven't used this a whole lot, but he actually does have a delay return send, so that you can run it into other devices. Just the straight delay signal. But I just use it straight up. It's cool.
That's nice.
Good pedal. Yeah, it's huge box too. It's it's not very wide. It's thick. It's like this thing is like 3.5 inches.
Wow,
it's crazy. Yeah.
What's next?
Let's see here. I've got the Dan Electro Backtalk.
Aha. That's one of the pedals we're giving away from Mike.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. It's cool. It's weird. It's subtle. But it just, man, when I'm playing music or like even testing pedals and stuff, this is one of those pedals that you just sort of get lost. You just play, and the next thing you know, like an hour's gone by, and you've you just sort of get lost in like what it does a little bit. But I have a tendency to play a lot of like softer, spacier, I don't know, guitar stuff. And so this just really lends well to that. It, I don't know, how would you explain a reverse delay? It's not the strongest. Yeah, it's not like the strongest delay sound.
No.
It's subtle, but then when you stack it with a fuzz or a flanger, stuff like that, you can really hear it a lot better.
Yeah.
And it just adds that sort of swishing,
it's a
noise.
Killer. I think it's just like a sleeper shoegaze pedal myself.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's really cool. And you don't see it a lot.
The Dan Electro brand is kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird brand. I feel like most people.
It's an underdog brand.
It's an underdog brand, but
for sure,
there's some reasons for that.
Well, okay,
but not all of it.
But there's some cool ones,
right? That's the problem. Is like it's sort of like, well, which is the good stuff and which is the not so good stuff.
They had a delay pedal that was in that. I think it was part of that like car. I don't know. They look like car. Fenders or something weird like that, but they had a delay in that line too, just a regular delay, and it also sounded really, really good, really warm. But I don't know, I haven't played a lot of their stuff, but
it's also a bit of an investment to say, you know what I need? I need a 3-knob reverse delay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I
No?
Can't wait to get my
I
paycheck for
stumbled
that.
into
But
this.
then you play it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool and weird and different. And there's a subtlety. It isn't just everything is like, reverse, like spinning a backwards record or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's
not
like,
at all.
It's almost more of it's meant to mimic a reverse track of guitar. So obviously the harder you hit it, the softer it is. And then as the signal fades from your guitar, it actually increases into the...
Yeah, it's like it's taking the trail of whatever you're playing, and that's where the signal is being drawn from.
Right.
Yeah.
As something trails off. It's cool.
It's unique, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And we're giving one away. Pretty cool.
Nice.
All right, Kate, what's
Number 4.
Yeah, here we go.
I love flange and phase. So usually I have like a
If you had to pick one, which would it be?
phase. Oh my god.
Between the two.
Oh, between flange and phase?
Yeah.
Flanger.
Me too.
I just think
Me
it's
too.
I think it just has a lot more color to it.
Yeah.
Typically.
The thing that I personally like more about a flanger is that every phaser I've ever played feels like here comes the phaser, and it's just like it's only going to sound, like that, and half of it's cutting out.
Yeah.
So it kind of like playing a tremolo. If you've got important bits that you don't want to cut out, oops, too bad.
Yeah. You definitely get that sort of volume drop at one part of the spectrum. Of that. Yep. Yeah, the flanger just sort of like it'll stay in the mix.
Yeah.
But so I've got a deluxe electric mistress, and I've used one. It's probably like one of the first flanger pedals I think I bought from Electro Harmonics.
Is it an older one or is it a
This is
reissue?
I think this is the it's hardwired in.
Okay.
So it's probably like early 90s. I've had it forever, so it's probably in early 90s. Which is about when I started playing guitar. And what I think is cool about these is they're warm. It's a really warm flanger sound. Super resonant. They're just beautiful.
If you sold 2 of these pedals, you could go get yourself a really nice motorcycle.
The 90s versions?
No, not the 90s, but the originals.
Yeah. Oh, all of those originals, man, they have just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Even the 90s one, that's $500 man.
Oh my god.
Oh no, that's 76. Just kidding.
I just have it sitting on my floor.
Yeah. So these are the when they went to the all three when they went to the top mounted knobs.
Oh, okay.
That was so late 70s. That was 530.
Wow.
Gee, my Christmas.
Yeah, things have gone up.
Pedals, yeah. I couldn't imagine being a kid. Well, actually, there's more options now. They're just,
Yeah.
you get them on Amazon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go. Joyo makes
affordable.
everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm sure there's an electric mistress.
to be fair, yours is the electric, the deluxe.
Deluxe, yeah.
Yes.
So that I think
silver
was,
and black with the right hand mounted knobs.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's about $300. Sorry, about
Yeah, they're still
cool.
still attainable.
Yeah.
They're not the cheapest, but
Have you played one in comparison to one of the later models, like the all black face?
no, I haven't actually. The only pedals that I've done that with. So I've for some whatever reason I've ended up with like big muffs from almost every release, but it's just because I've like the 90s ones I bought in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
But what's amazing about the re-releases of the big muffs is they sound, they're like identical, man. I've compared the triangle to the original, and it's just like so dead on that anybody buying an original is just throwing their money away. But I haven't tried the Electric Mistress and this one compared to the new one, so I really couldn't say what that sounds like.
Well, the good thing is the ones that you can just go get off of Amazon or whatever still is. It would be interesting. You should do that, and then
I should do that.
Then you should write a newsletter about it and put it on MySpace. Okay. Well, that's cool, man. You have, it's funny. You said, I don't like all kinds of big, crazy sound, but almost everything you said is a potential big, crazy sound maker.
Yeah. Well, I just meant, like a lot of knobs and like so many options. Because if you really look at these pedals, they are,
they're very simple.
3 knobs. Yeah, exactly. I think the Screddy Echo is probably the most complicated of those, and that's just because he added in some modulation for like tape warble and stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's pretty straightforward as well.
Okay, I just thought of something that for some pedal builder out there can here. This is their gift. This is our weekly gift. 3 knobs and the truth. There you go. Make a pedal around that, whatever that means. Okay, you can run with that. I'm bestowing that on the world. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean that would actually be like, like what, like
make a cool T-shirt if nothing else.
3 knobs and the truth. Yes. Well, we're just 2 knobs and Alan tonight, so.
Well, so we're 3 knobs. Then.
Yes, true. You're
now,
officially
the truth part. I'm not sure.
A temporary knob.
Yes. Well, let's get into learning all about Alan and his awesome line of pedals here at Radio Wave Effects. We have in front of us as a brief precap the Dalliter fuzz. And the Nervous Energy thing.
Yeah. You call it a fuzz.
Fuzz.
Yeah, it's
I think it's
overdrive, fuzz.
It feels
overdrive,
much more complicated than that. Not complicated. No. Less narrow than that.
Yeah.
It's like a pre-fuzz. It's like a.
Well, it's funny now that we're thinking about what I did say about like not having all the bells and whistles on pedals, and then I kind of think about this one now, and I was like, that's kind of why I put this pedal out there, is it had a lot. So
yeah.
Now I am contradicting myself with this one pedal.
Yeah, it's like. Well, we'll talk about it. How about we do that?
Let's do that.
Instead of me going, let me tell you what I think it's like.
Did I derail the?
No, not at all. Not at all.
But why don't we go back to the beginning?
Yes.
What made you start making pedals?
Curiosity. Honestly. Yeah.
That killed a cat once.
I mean, well, it was probably that coupled with not being able to afford pedals like everybody else. But really, it was. I've always been that kind of kid where like I would take everything apart, electronics, bicycles, everything, just to sort of like see how the mechanics of it all worked. And I was really good at taking stuff apart and not really good at like
putting it back together.
Yeah, exactly. So like, over time you eventually do like figure that out a little bit, but that's where it started really, was just curiosity. And then of course, wanting to have, options basically, and the ability to like do that myself.
Well, that's kind of cool. And that led you to just, find some designs that you liked, or did you? Yeah,
I mean, I was like, I think back in like the late 2010s, what do we call those? The aughts, late aughts, early 20-teens, is when I was like hanging out in forums and, pedal building forums, and just sort of like very casually doing perf board type of builds. And I was telling you about the supersonic fuzz gun. That was like one of the first ones that I did. And the funny thing about it is, I was casually doing it. I didn't really think much of it, but when I got done with it, I was like, this pedal, I don't think I built it right. And so I threw it in a box and moved around for like 10 years, and then pulled it out and plugged it in, and I started playing. I was like, man, this thing is amazing. It's like, it sounds so crazy and so good. And it was like, it kind of dawned on me like, oh, maybe I was like better at this than I realized, And so when I started Radio Wave, I was actually taking a course at Nashville Software School, a data analytics course. And it was one of those moments where like you're just getting slammed with schoolwork and stuff. And I would build pedals to sort of not think about any of that. And it was in that process that I started building my first fuzz face and then slowly turning it into the Dowlator.
What does the Dowlator mean?
So I wanted to pay homage to like the origins of what I was working on. I didn't want to like be, secretive about what the topology of the pedal was, but it's basically Dallas Arbiter combined. Yeah. So I figured I would just pay homage, and I don't know. It just popped in my head one day when you're thinking about naming a pedal, and it's like naming a band, right? There's a million bad ideas.
Yes.
And then you settle on one of them.
Yes.
And then it's kind of there, right?
The worst band name that I think I ever heard, or at least the one that I most remember, growing up in LA, there was a LA Weekly was like a rag that everybody had.
Yeah.
And you'd look in there and it would be like all the bands playing had full page ads and everything. And there was this one band, and these dudes were just beat looking and trying so hard to like toe the line of whatever Hollywood was supposed to be. And this is late 80s. Yeah. So, and the name will give it away because it sounds exactly like what you think I'm actually trying to describe. And they were Bad Apples with a Z.
Ooh, with a Z.
And I looked at that, and that's when I was like, you know what? I can do better than this.
Well, wait a second. So you're telling me it was like an late 80s hair metal kind of
band.
Oh, yeah. And that was the name they settled on. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never heard of them before.
Yes. It's dripping with sarcasm right now.
If only they would have put an umlaut over one of the both of the A's.
Exactly.
Over the P. But just one.
I don't even know if that would help Bad Apples with a Z sound heavy, or
Yeah.
There's probably not a lot you could do with that.
No. Oh, dear.
We're going to get
I
a
would
letter.
love to sit in one of those like rooms when their demo comes in, and if it even got that far. I just imagine some guy at Capitol had to have seen this at some point, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, because it was like doing those opening day fishing things where you just put the thing in the water and then you gotta, or when you see the tuna boat guys, they later just put the pole out and go, whoo, they pull it back because it's something shiny and the thing goes, that's what it was like. I mean, it was just, It was gushing with everybody had a band. Anyways, not talking about that on this show. We've covered that now. We'll move on. I don't even know where this came from.
We're talking about how you name things.
Name things.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
Dowlator.
Dallas Arbiter.
Dallas Arbiter. I think that's a wise choice.
Thank you.
And it's cool to give a nod because, I think that's just, good stuff to do. Like recognize where that's from and
yeah, even still though, it's, one of those names that I guess it's not, apparently, it really isn't that straightforward. I don't know. I thought it kind of was, but I get asked that question a lot though.
Yeah. Well, I think Tony and I worked it out, but not everybody else might. So,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
You guys are cut above.
Well, we have to be. We have to be on our game at all times.
Always on the game. You never know when we'll be approached in the middle of supermarket with these questions. So
this is a relatively straightforward 3-knob and the truth pedal. You've got a fuzz control, a volume control, and a bias control.
Yep.
And, by, various positions of those said knobs, you can get anything from a overdrive to a full-on fuzz. So I'm certain that you kind of tweak the circuits and things. What did you do to, I guess what you would call improve upon the original Dallas Arbiter?
Yeah, well, on the output of the circuit, like the original fuzz face, it's a cool pedal. It's an amazing pedal. actually. It's a weird circuit. But it's quiet, and
It's so quiet. Right?
it's so quiet.
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously what a lot of people do is they, make changes to the circuit to boost that signal, which of course I obviously did. But then you're still left with a pedal that can get really woofy, and you can't really control that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I, changed the filtering on the output after the gain stage, so that it basically balanced more bass and treble on the bass and treble side, and did the same thing on the input into the feedback loop as well. So there were two spots where I felt like I needed to make those changes in order to get the pedal to a point where it was something that could be used with a live band and actually be used. Where like the older ones, they're just, man, they get so lost in the mix of the sound of an entire band. So, and then, it was just one of those things where I was a bass player for years in bands, and I always wanted a fuzz pedal that didn't lose volume, didn't change I didn't lose low end in the signal, which happens all the time when you're trying to throw a fuzz signal on bass. And so I also built it with that in mind. Like I wanted it to be useful for bass players as well. So yeah, I just tweaked a couple of the filtering sections on the input and output, and then made some changes to the fuzz signal. All of it's, the thing about pedal building is it's the same recipe, and you either add to it or you take away from it, right? As a pedal builder. So that's pretty much what I was doing there with that pedal. And it does sound different from other fuzz faces. I've definitely put it in line with other ones, and I'm happy with it. I built it to the point where like it was something that I wanted to use, and when I originally made it, I actually sent it. I was just making it for gifts for a few friends that played guitar, and when I sent it out to them, like I heard back from like half of them where they're like, "Man, this thing is killer!" Like it really, just has like its own personality.
That's what you want to hear when you're making something.
Yeah.
And so, like I didn't think much of it. I thought I was just sort of modifying a fuzz face, essentially, which I was. And so, but that's what kind of kicked it off. Is I was like, all right, well, I'll make like 10 and see what happens. And then when I sold out of those, I was like, well, I'll make 20.
There you go.
So
That's cool.
So I noticed that you included a battery jack for an internal battery.
Yes.
Is that something you recommend people try, or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about, using a battery is like a lot of pedal builders will actually build this into fuzz, where your battery starts to slowly die, and it adds this amazing broken sound to your fuzz.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love using batteries. It's not convenient, all the time, and sometimes it's more convenient, but some people just don't like dealing with batteries, I guess. But yeah, it was this pedal specifically. I wanted there to be a battery option because throwing an old 9-volt in there can kind of change. It can color the sound of it.
See, I was trying 2 AA's. That's why it didn't work.
They don't fit.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you're also. I like your subtlety in the nods to things, because unless I'm mistaken, this looks. Your graphics look an awful lot like some of the pedals we were just talking about.
Yeah. I mean, that was.
Specifically, the Electric Mistress.
Yeah, it does. And well, so I work with a friend of mine who is a graphic designer, Josh Wallace. He's an artist up in Boston. And so it's fun working with somebody that I can sort of brainstorm with. Mm-hmm. And so I sketched up the original idea of like the overall concept of the pedal and sent it to him. and I was like, I just don't know what to do for the name, the Dallard name. And so we were talking about, old fuzz pedals. And do you guys remember there was for a short time in the 90s, there was the big muffs that were being made in Russia, but it was sort of towards the end of the period. I think they're called Civil War.
Yeah.
The Civil War era big muffs.
Yeah.
Well, the big muff logo on that is this sort of like, it's a one color print, but the lettering sort of plays with the background of the pedal and then the print color. And so in casual conversation with my friend Josh, I was like, I think, that's really cool. It's like such a sharp logo.
Yeah.
And because I had that sort of offset, that triangle on there, that was definitely going to change how we where we put the logo. Mm-hmm. And so I just left it with him, and then he brought that back, and it just sort of nailed that old aesthetic. And that's kind of what I wanted, because a lot of, a lot of pedals that you see now, there's always trends in, what people do with art on pedals, I feel like,
sure,
among builders. And I did want to do something that was probably going to stand out among newer pedals
mm-hmm.
in that regard, and just sort of be its own thing, though, at the same token.
It has a timeless look to it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were shooting for.
Nice. Well, I like it.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about.
Well, before we get to that,
Tell
us about the gear that you're playing through. Your
Sure.
actual guitars and your amp and stuff
mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah, lately I've actually been really getting into the Dan Electro guitars, lipstick pickups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a certain sound and feel to those, but those guitars are cool because they're so cheap, and still they're super affordable. Even the 90s reissues, you can get them for $250, $300.
Yep.
And I think they're really decent guitars. So yeah, I've been playing a 90s Dan Electro 2 pickup reissue.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a few amps that I'll use. I'm mainly using a Princeton Reverb.
Nice.
I have I've been playing in bands for years, so I have stuff that is, I don't know, I just bought it years ago, but I've got a Magnatone that I've had for a while, Troubadour, which is such a fun amp to play. It's low watts. You just you dime the thing out, and it's just, it's incredible. So I'll use that, but you can't really test pedals to that. And that's really what I'm doing most of the time, is I'm just testing pedals, or I'm doing research and messing, I just play through a lot of pedals. So I'm usually using the Magnatone, or the Princeton Reverb.
Cool.
Yeah.
The Dan Electro, is that the U2 or the?
This is the U2, and I've got one of those, and then I've got it's the U2 that's the Les Paul cut.
Yeah.
And then this one is in the, if we really want to geek out on it, it's the salmon colorway, which really as it fades, it turns into a flesh tone. It's such a weird, really weird color, but it's interesting, and I don't know, it appealed to me. And then I've got a double cut, which I think it's a U2. Is it a DC? Do they call it that?
I think it's DC,
or something like that. Yeah.
Or the Hodad.
Yeah, the Hodad. Yeah, I haven't played one of those actually.
Yeah, that's cool looking. It kind of has the Venture, the one that
Mosrite-ish.
Mosrite kind of vibe.
Mosrite, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
cool.
Does it have the curly horns on it?
Ish. Not the super curly. That's the Dano.
Yeah.
The 63.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this this definitely looks more like a Mosrite style guitar.
Okay.
The Hodad does.
And they also had some from that era that had built-in effects and things too.
Yeah, they did. Yep. Yeah, it's really it's one of those companies that, I don't know, it's just kind of a weird. They always did weird stuff.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to say the cool thing about like, building pedals is that you want to have a variety of guitars. So I actually, I'll play one pedal. I'll play like 6 or 7 guitars through it just to see how it sounds.
Yeah.
And I'll even run it into a little Fender Frontman because I always have to think about like, every type of musician, or I like to anyway.
Yeah.
So I use Squires. I've got a Squire baritone that I'll run through the Frontman. And then I've got
You need an 8-string baritone is what you need.
I do. But do they make an 8-string electric baritone?
No, but they should.
They should, right? Jeez. Well, we know where we can get strings for them.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I have like vintage guitars that I've had for, a long time that I've probably should sell at this point, but they're, I use a 65 SG Junior that, it's just one of those things where like, that's probably my favorite guitar to play and to test pedals through, but I can't, it's one of those guitars that not everybody's going to have, like,
Yeah.
it's definitely a specific thing, but it's,
yeah, I think it's good to have, something with like Strat style pickups, a Telecaster,
Exactly.
humbuckers, and
Because pedals sound wildly different on those things.
they certainly do.
I don't know if you know that, Tony.
Yeah, I figured that out a long time ago, back
Well,
before you were born.
Oh, especially with fuzz. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing.
that's
Fuzz
that's
you could build a really nice sounding fuzz pedal through a 10-inch, Fender combo amp, and then plug it into a 100-watt Marshall, and it's going to sound like crap.
Yes.
Like, that's happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I keep some high wattage amps around. I'm just running them through everything basically. So I've got one of those Electro Harmonix MiG 50 heads.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
Which
those,
they are so affordable in comparison to like the original Sovtex, and they sound identical.
Yeah, those things kind of came out and just, I don't know if it was, I don't feel like they did super well.
Yeah, it's weird. So I think I got mine used at Guitar Center. I think I probably paid like $3.99 for it or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were just like, they couldn't give them away. But they're awesome because it's basically like a combo of like a blackface, probably like a JTM 45 or something. A blackface bassman and a JTM 45 is what it kind of reminds me of. And I think that's kind of what the circuit mimics.
Yeah.
But they're really cool amps, and it's a good one to run. It's a 50-watt amp, so it's a good one to run fuzz pedals through that sound good through the quieter stuff.
Dig it,
just try to
man.
balance. Yeah.
Well, then we got this other little awesome box here, Nervous Energy.
Yeah.
I will kick us off by saying I plugged this in,
Uh-huh.
and it was after I'd come home from work. I'd finished dinner and making dinner and all that stuff, and I got the kids to do the dishes, and I went because I was like, I got to go check out these pedals. I played it for a solid hour and a half.
Awesome.
Straight. I just was like, I did not want to stop playing it, and that is the absolute honest truth.
That's so
just
fun.
Sounded like my. It was like watching my amp in an awesome street fight when it was winning. It was just great.
That makes me so
tons
happy
of character.
to hear.
And I will say, like, I was running it through AC30, and I did have to like negotiate as quite a bit of bass out of it.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that.
Also I was trying to be conscious because I have an Alnico and a greenback in the same cab, and I could hear. I was like, well, somebody doesn't like something quite as much as the other one does. So I wanted to be careful.
I could imagine. Yeah, and if you've got that mood knob, which is basically a simulated tone knob, essentially.
Yeah,
if you've got that turned up, you're pulling in even more low end
yes
grunt from the pedal, from the signal. So
I held it at held it at the maybe as long as I could. I tried the yes, and that that they all produce great sounds, and especially like I can see how versatile this is because I also plugged it into my Marshall and I was like, goodness sakes, this is just it sounds just great. And especially through P90s. Woof.
Oh,
wow.
yeah. So when I first, that's funny you say that because when I first was prototyping this, when I had it on the breadboard, I was using my Junior, and like the first note I hit, even without like a lot of the filtering that wasn't finished yet, I was just like, holy smokes, man. This thing really loves that sort of that signal, that like really raw P90 kind of signal. It just turned, it sort of inspired me actually to look at the circuit even more.
Well, I will say that it also makes me. I felt like it made me play a little bit differently.
Interesting.
So I was trying to my band's kind of like going through different songs. And what does it sound like on this? And then pretty soon I was like, I think this wants me to do some different stuff here, and I just kind of followed it, and it was just what I needed after like a long day at work.
That's cool.
And it was a great feeling. Like honestly, it was just great when you're playing and you're not worrying about what you're playing and you're just going, oh man, whoa, and you're doing all the different things, and it's just it's loving you back. I think when you're not fighting it, it's just great.
Well, it's one of those things too where, and it's funny you mention when you're not fighting it, because this pedal, I feel like you can, each control really does feed off of the other.
Oh man.
In a lot of ways. So like if you turn the mood, you can adjust the mood just a little bit, and it's going to change how the stimulation and the hyperactivity react to the signal. And then you switch it from yes, no, and maybe, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
But if you have it adjusted one way, you could be like, wow, I don't know, and then you bump something, it's such a different sound almost. When I had the first one of these done, there was like an amazing. So I was on the fence with this pedal, believe it or not. Wow. I was like, I don't know, and I spent months just messing with the tone selection switch, the yes, no, maybe, just trying to dial in like the sound that I was looking for. There was a specific sound that I was looking for, and it took me a long time. And when I got kind of the first one done, it was like the first full, I call them fit and finish prototype, where I have all of the art done on it. And as far as I know, the circuit isn't going to, like, the shape of the circuit's not going to change. So the knobs are where they're going to be, and the switch and everything. So I'd built one, and then I got a message on Instagram from Elwood Francis, who is a local to Lexington. And at first I was like, I know this name, and then I had to look him up, and he was the guitar tech for ZZ Top.
Oh, cool.
And then he eventually became the bass player for ZZ Top. And so he sent me a message that I really dig the Dowlator. Like I'm in town, like I'm hoping we can meet up. And so I was like, of course. Like,
well, I don't know.
Yeah, let me see if I got the time. No, I was super excited to hear it. Super excited. So we set it up.
My sock drawer, but
we set up the meeting and everything, and so I had that pedal. I had a bunch of prototypes finished, and then the Dowlator, which he said he wanted. And so he was playing through them, and then I set up the Nervous Energy, and I think the setting was like probably on the maybe, and it was just in that pre-self oscillation setting. Just before that oscillation just takes off and, gets kind of annoying and buzzy and doesn't stop. And there was a moment where he like struck a chord and he said something like, man, this is Zappa stuff right here. And it was like at that moment I was like, okay,
Wow.
I'm gonna I just kind of melted a little bit. I was like, oh my god, like that's so cool to hear. But it was kind of then that I was like, all right, I'm gonna do like a full production of these.
Yeah,
and just see what happens. And it's been like the reaction has been amazing. It's been similar to like the experience that you had. I hear from a lot of people where they're just like, man, this thing is like, it's different, you know? It
really is.
definitely
It is
inspires
not
a
like
lot of
any other
people.
pedal that I think I've played. And not because it like the fuzz sounds a little bit different or something that.
Yeah.
It is because of how you play with it. And, you know, you've got stimulation, mood, hyperactivity, and stress. Okay, first of all, what does that mean? Right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but right there, it's saying put away what you think this is going to do and
Yep.
just experience it.
Play with it.
Play with it. And if you get your hands on one of these, ladies and gentlemen, be patient. Spend some time. Incremental motions on the knobs. If you swing them wildly, yes, you'll get sounds, but it's when you find the right combo. It's like when people go to Starbucks and they're like, I need 7.5 squirts of caramel flavor. It's like, what? 7.5? That's what I like. You know that. I imagine that's how it goes. No, I know that's how it goes. I do know that. Not because I do it.
It's true though. Well, most guitar players automatic pedal setting is like everything 12 o'clock, right? When you first, that's their caramel right there.
Yep, it is. And wisely, this is set up to allow so much more than that. It is a hugely versatile pedal, not only for what kind of gear you're playing, because you can accommodate whatever. You know, I was doing with the P90s, but my my main guitar is a humbucker, you know, the Viking, and I had to change things because it was like, whoa, here comes the bottom end on it.
Yeah.
But
I think I was excited about it. It was one of those pedals that once it was finished, I knew that it had a lot of potential to appeal to a lot of different guitar players just because of how many tone sounds you can get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the original pedal, so this is based off of the Roland Double Beat, which was a fuzz wah,
right?
Which is where this whole circuit started from. Even that pedal is the same. Like the fuzz on that pedal is incredible. It really is. And it had what is the yes, no, maybe on mine was like a rotary tone control.
Mm-hmm.
And so it had that. And there were definitely settings on there. Like the square wave setting was incredible. It's huge. It's super fuzzy, broken, Velcro-y fuzz sounding, you know, really good. But then their other two settings were just like, they were there.
Yeah.
But you could see that at the time that that pedal was still really versatile. I think it got overlooked because there was a huge wah stuck to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the fuzz just sort of like got pushed into obscurity.
Whenever I hear stuff like, well, you know, these controls are there and well, they're there. It makes me think of Dumb and Dumber. Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
Oh man. Well, I mean, the thing is, what I meant by that is, they're just kind of like unusable.
Yeah.
So the tone switch, the yes, no, maybe switch, it's basically pulling the circuit through. It's filtering it through 3 different wave shapes, essentially. And the original triangle wave, which is the maybe on this one, it was so high. There was so much high end on it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had one that I repaired, the original, and I didn't own it. Somebody else owned it. And when, we were going through the fuzz settings like that, it was that triangle wave that I was just like, dang, this is harsh.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it was like one of those things that I knew I'd definitely have to like work on. But yeah, it was worth the heartache and the effort.
Tony, you're
Yes?
itching for a question here.
I am, because I'm curious about additional hidden features.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us.
Well, so when I was going through the when you're building a pedal, you want to try just about every transistor that you can when you're breadboarding it and testing it out and everything, because the transistors have different voltages. They're going to change the bias a little bit. And I noticed that when I put in a certain gain range of a specific transistor, it would send this pedal into a self oscillation. Only at a very specific setting for the three knobs, the main knobs, the stimulation, mood, and hyperactivity, which was like, I almost feel like it's a fluke if you find it, in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it was there, and I didn't know if it was usable at first. I was like questioning whether or not I should keep it in there with those transistors. But then the more that I adjusted the stimulation knob, there became these areas where I felt like a note, as it was sustaining, which it was like if the signal was fighting with itself between the oscillation and then just its natural trail of, ringing out fuzz tone, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like at war with itself, and it kind of, the oscillating part would like send the note into a, I guess I could only describe as like an octave type of sound. I wouldn't say it was a full octave, but yeah. So if you're like doing leads with it, you can put it into the self oscillating mode, and it gets even wild and like crazier sounding. It's almost like this tone to me sounds like if you have a wah and it's just cocked,
Mm-hmm.
and you're at that, like the highest part of that treble setting on that filter on a wah,
Right.
and it just takes off there, and then the self oscillating just adds sort of like a sustain to it almost.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tune it with the mood knob, so you can tune the pitch of the oscillation as well.
Oh.
So if you're playing in a certain key or a solo or something is a lead is in a certain key, you can almost dial in the pitch that you need for that specific part.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really, it was really weird. It was a fluke,
Yeah.
But it is really cool. It was interesting, so I decided to leave it in.
I like it.
Very, very cool, man. So you have 2 pedals in your line.
Yep.
Do you have? Are you holding steady there, or you got?
No.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so I work a full-time job.
What do you do?
I'm a revenue manager for a major like airline travel management company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my day job. That's what I do to make money.
Yeah. Well, we have day jobs too. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Tony does.
Radio wave is just like the hobby, if you will, I guess.
Yeah.
The passionate hobby. But yeah, so I, it takes time for me. Like it's a slow process because I don't want to, the Dowlator was just something where I was like, it's a sound that I wanted. It's a sound that I wanted to build. And sort of like there was an image that I wanted to have on the enclosure and everything. But now there's so many builders out there and so many small builders that if I'm working on something and putting it out there, I do want to be able to like do enough to the circuit that,
It's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to like create some, incredible one-off type of circuit yet. Or maybe ever. I may never, But I just want to be able.
That's the whole thing. You don't have to. It's like
Yeah.
There's I don't know that there's any more valor in that, unless you just go like, this is literally exactly like something else, but you pass it off as something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that to me, that's kind of getting into like, hey, well, I'm not going to say what it's getting into, but
I totally get your
knows what I'm
point,
talking
though.
about.
Yeah, I totally do. I mean, the thing is, you could mess with a circuit and add transistors and change the filtering and just keep on going with it, but it still always goes back to that foundation of whatever the feedback loop and the gain stage are, for as far as a fuzz pedal goes. I mean, there are builders making some incredible new stuff that blows my mind. I mean, these guys are like, they're just at a whole other level. And it's amazing. So it's a slow thing for me, but I've got a lot of pedals I'm working on. Actually, so the Nervous Energy originally, and where it got the nervous part of the name, was it was originally going to be a tremolo fuzz.
Oh.
So the first circuit I made was a tremolo fuzz, and then as I sort of worked it out, it's a rhythmic tremolo that I'm working on.
Mm.
It really, like, it sounded cool, especially with the oscillation part, and then just that high end treble that you'd get from the tone selection knobs. It would just play off of that really well, but the circuit became, it's a bigger circuit, obviously. Cost was going to be more, and this is about the time that tariffs were coming into play. So I was like, I don't know if I can make this cost effective if I add this just yet. So I am working on just releasing the tremolo part as its own pedal, but I am going to release the Nervous Energy with the tremolo, and it'll be its own thing as well. And you can use the tremolo. I built it so that the tremolo can be used independently from the fuzz, and you can switch the order of where the tremolo sits. So it'll either be first in the signal or it'll be last, which really changes like how that sounds quite a bit. So I'm working on that. And then I've got a pedal that I'm like really excited about. It's 2 vintage voice fuzz circuits that I'm basically stacking and going with the same premise of being able to use them independently and switching the order of them. But it's crazy. And I wish I could tell people what the fuzz circuits were, but I don't know if I want to put that out there yet. I mean, but it's sounding really cool, and I'm really excited about it. So that pedal is going to be called Twins, I believe.
Nice.
And we'll
Gemini.
Hopefully, we'll hopefully have that out at the end of the year.
Nice.
Excellent. Well, Alan, it has been a great delight talking to you about these pedals, learning about the builder. I am quite certain that you've made some connection with some listeners out there who are like, I pretty much have to have this now. And we are going to transition ourselves right now into a little thing called
Would You Rather?
There you go.
There you go. You didn't interrupt me. That's so nice of you.
It's all good.
So, yes, in this segment called Would You Rather, we're going to continue with our series that involve going back in time and back into the studio as producer supreme.
Yes.
Bruce Dickinson. The cowbell guy. I need more cowbell.
Yes.
This time...
Would you rather?
I knew it was coming. See what I have to put up with. I mean, this is... I'm going on strike.
I was just reminding everybody what it was.
Okay, thank you. Well, I forgot almost instantly. So, as Bruce Dickinson, you tell the recording engineer to let the outro go on a little bit longer. Keep the tape rolling, as they used to say.
Under threat.
Yes. Now, this isn't going to affect the original, song and everything. It's just so that someone could get a little extra.
Yes.
hear what actually happens before the fader starts to come down. We've done a couple of really cool options. If you want to go back and listen to them, check the last couple of episodes out. This week, would you rather hear the longer outro solo for AC/DC Back in Black or Metallica Fade to Black? It's the Black Series.
Yes.
Wow.
So those, both of those have great leads in the middle, but this is the outro. And, you get just a little extra, a little something extra as the biggest fan of either AC/DC or Metallica or both.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I go first, right? So
Okay, Tony, go ahead.
for me,
Tell us what you think.
I mean, Metallica is Metallica, great band, but I'm an old school AC/DC. I mean, that to me is, just to hear Angus go through his normal and then maybe some primo shredding at the very end. It's almost kind of like a live, like a live recording.
Yeah.
Where you extend things. So I'm going with
AC/DC.
I'm going AC/DC.
Back in Black.
Back
All
in
right.
Black.
Alan?
Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's probably an easy call for me. This is like one of the first bands I bought their cassette tape of. But yeah, I'm going to go with AC/DC.
Nice.
All
Just
right.
classic. Yeah, classic. I even think now this is going to be controversial. And I don't mind going there. But I think even the skill level, I would tend to go with Angus over Kurt.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe not skill level. Let's go technique. How about that?
Okay.
Showmanship.
Showmanship. There you go.
Well, that's a different thing altogether, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so that's 2 for AC/DC. I'm gonna go with Metallica on that.
Are
2
you?
reasons.
Tell us.
It's funny. The 2 Black albums, or the Black album,
Right.
was the killer for me. After that, I was like, no. I was so distraught when that came out. I was done. I was like, no to this. Sorry, everybody. Throw rocks all you want, but that was.
RocksForTodd.com.
I remember very vividly driving to my friend's house in Victorville, having just got it, and that's in the high desert in California, and I was all by myself, and I was like, oh man, this drive's gonna be awesome, and it was a terrible drive.
Oh.
Equally, when AC/DC, No More Bond,
Yeah.
Back in Black,
You didn't like it?
nope,
Really?
nope. So it's weird how those 2 things, the 2 Black albums, no.
Huh.
So that being said, I early Metallica, I would like to hear, because he was just going off on that song. Fade to Black is just
That's true.
wow. That's where I'm putting my
Okay.
my chip.
So you're on Todd Island. For
I
a
am on
change.
Todd Island. Yes, yes, right next to Richard Branson's island.
Oh. Hopefully that's the only islands you're visiting there.
Oh,
Wait, what?
The only islands you're visiting.
Yes, that's it. Anyways, okay. Well, now we got another thing. We need to
Yes.
thank a few people, Tony.
Oh, that thing.
That
That's
is
right.
correct.
Because at this point of the show, there's a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become one? Well, you head over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs and check out a couple different levels in which you can participate and become a sponsor, a friend, a hero, if you will, of the podcast. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts and opportunities to win some great stuff through our giveaways. But above and beyond that, there is one thing more, I'm pretty sure. What was that?
You get to have your name read on the thing.
You had to have your name read on the thing, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers: Anthony Lathrop, Brett Hogarth, Cameron Pampas, Darren Gregory, Don Kloss, Elad Mizrahi, James Bell, James White, John Esterly from Reverb X, John Sebastian, John Halverson, Justin Jones, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Mike Davenport, Owen Eads, Plutone, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What? Richard Kendall, Rick Calhoun, Rusty Sneeden, Stefan Lamb, Tom Brazen, Trevor Ellenberg, Trevor Gunberg, Vader and Pedals. And last week, you might have remembered we talked about James Castellano.
Yeah. Why do you sound sad?
Well, he left the building.
Already?
But
Huh?
he's coming back in as a Grand Poobah.
Oh.
Now, what's a Grand Poobah, you might be asking?
Yes.
Grand Poobah is the upper echelon of executive producers. They are the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, the A number ones, and they wear a fez upon their head whilst listening to the podcast. And they drink copious amounts of orange Gatorade. Orange, of course, is the official color of the guitar knobs. Orange and black, just like
Yes.
Halloween. So special thanks to these Grand Poobahs: Anthony Gemalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robison, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Gregory Randall, Hex Matos, John Williams, Martin Cliff, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Pedro Vasquez, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, James Pennington, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wow Pickups, Jonathan Labate from M2 Labs, Ty Barnes, and as I said earlier, James Castellano.
All right.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yes, thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to say a colossal thank you to our friend Alan Godwin of Radio Wave Effects for stopping by, having a great conversation with us, tolerating us, laughing at our crappy jokes.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, man. I was really excited to do this with you guys.
Great.
So were we. Where can people go get these fabulous pedals that you make?
We got them at radiowaveeffects.com. They're also available in store at Tone Central Station in Nashville, Tennessee.
Cool.
And yeah, those are going to be that's it. That's
okay. All right. And go check out
oh, I'm sorry.
Instagram.
Actually,
Yeah.
I got to say this, or I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, please.
Notpedals.com. They are available with free worldwide shipping.
Oh.
At Not Pedals.
Notpedals.com.
Okay. All right. And yeah, did you say worldwide free shipping?
That is correct. Yeah, they do something
crazy.
really
How
incredible
is that
there.
possible?
I could tell you, it's going to be a long story, and I'm, as you guys have probably figured out, very long-winded as it is. So
No,
you got the time.
I wasn't feeling that, but we'll trust you on this. All right. Tony Baloney, where can people find the things that you do?
No, just head over to pickguardian.com. Check out the stuff that I do. What do? I make custom pick guards for guitars. How do you get one? Shoot me an email. Let me know what you're trying to do, what you need, what colors you want, what pickups you're using, all that fun stuff. I'll make something very special for you. And as Todd loves to say, it's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
Yes, sirree Bob. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram. That's where you'll probably get the quickest response. You can shoot an email to todd@theguitarknobs.com if you feel a bit more long-winded, which is okay too. And I think that's really kind of it, everybody. Right? Did I cover everything, Tony?
Well, I think we should have them have a wonderful guitar week.
We should have a wonderful guitar week, everybody. And subscribe!
Yep.
Man.
I've helped tar a roof one time, or retar a roof, and it was in Arizona when I worked at a record shop out there.
Wow.
Middle of summer, and we had to start at 1 a.m. and it was still, miserable.
And then
All you had to do
breathing
is-
in all that nasty tar.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You did it wrong though, man. All you had to do is take all the ones out of the $1 bargain bin and just like lay them out on the roof, and they're done.
They melt right in.
Exactly. Yeah. Idiot. Idiot.
That's why I'm here. Don't
But
worry.
inevitably, the water would get in through the center hole.
Yeah. Our motto is, okay is not quite better than good enough.
Just not on the horse track.
Right. The what?
The horse track.
What's a horse
Yeah.
track?
Red Mile, man.
What?
You don't know anything about it?
The horse track?
The horse track.
What's a horse track? Oh, horse track. Oh, racing track. Okay. Well, I've never heard it called a horse track. It's a racing track.
It's a horse track.
It's not a horse track.
A racing track is for cars. A horse track is for horses.
I had a client. Hollywood Park was my client.
Hollywood
it was
Park.
a racing track, a racetrack. I was like, "What is this?
Sue me.
Was this some like a book or something that came out that talked about like horses that somehow were migrating, or I don't know." I was thinking of a track.
No, it was actually, I said horse trek, and it was about horses that go into space.
Yes. Okay. Well, that makes
horse
more
track.
sense than horse track.
Jeez.
We
Right on.
have our handy. We should brand this screwdriver, or at least give it a name. We have this screwdriver that sits in the middle of the table. So whenever we have pedals and we want to talk about it, we always pull the back off.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah. I like that.
How about screwball?
No, that's too on the nose, Tony. Anyways, then you'll be like, what? Every time I say that.
How about horse wrench?
Horse wrench? That's a little redundant.
Horse wrench.
And I just thought that was just a stupid offhand comment, which I'm
I like it.
occasionally I will say.
Occasionally.
A late lunch. Oh,
A late
What-
lunch.
what did you
I do it all the time.
What did you have for late lunch?
Oh, you're gonna love this. Take a little Swiss,
Uh-huh.
little ham,
Uh-huh.
throw some mustard on there,
Yeah.
and then 2 pieces of bread,
Yeah.
and I'll throw it in the toaster oven.
Ah.
Get that Swiss, a little melted in there, and yeah.
and then
I don't know if have you guys had that before?
yeah, but I usually
Ham
put
and
powdered
Swiss.
sugar on it.
Oh, powder sugar.
Powdered
Okay, there you
sugar.
go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rare. Sorry, I had a brain fart there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And mustard. Mm-hmm. And if you have
Mayo.
if you have a panini maker, no mayo,
See, that's
yeah,
fancy.
mayo.
no
That's
mayo.
fancy.
No, wait a minute there.
We got more Johns in Yankee Stadium.
Yes, hold on.
I don't know it.
Okay.
So
I think the bun is what makes the hot dog, edible.
right.
Yeah, especially a good split bun.
Yes.
No, I'm talking.
You
top
Oh,
split.
yeah, yeah.
Top,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
top
put
split.
holes in them and
Top
stick
split,
the hot
yeah.
dog
A
in.
top split.
You were trying to say top split so fast because
How
you
did they
didn't want me to
how did they
jump
get the hot
to
dog
jump.
in the bun?
He's like, hurry up and say it before he can say it. Well, let me clap so you can gather your thoughts.
Let me
and
gather my thoughts
Make
because
a
I was
tuna
trying to
sandwich
see.
or something.
Oh, that. So he. Okay. Yeah.
Did you grow up by the horse track or something? Wait, let me do a good one here.
When I was a kid, I was lucky just to have bread. Now I get to toast it.
Let's just start it over.
Oh boy, here we go. And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.